Hello guys, welcome to weekly outlook here on gold, the pound USD, the USDCAD, and of course the DXY. And basically we've seen last week I anticipated price actually continuing bearish, being that price broke down with full force, creating a new low here, and I was anticipating this to be like a retest of this region to continue to the downside. While I'm a little bit skeptical about price continuing to the downside, I'm seeing price creating structure for a bullish continuation. One, we've seen the downward trend line here broken, and we've seen this upward trend line here being respected. Three, we've seen a double bottom here created. So more likely, we might see price continue to the upside, probably retesting 103.50 this week and possibly above. Otherwise, we might fake out into this region and push to the downside. The only way I'll be confident to go, bearish on DXY is if this upward trend line here is broken and we start creating lower lows and lower highs. So for the week, in summary, what I'm anticipating is for price to create a confidence breakout here, retest these regions, and continue to the upside. To retest this region, possible break, retest, continuation might be possible. Otherwise, we might see price create something like come into this region, play around, create a double top, come down to break this upward trend line, retest this region, creating a head and shoulder pattern, retest 101 or 102, break, and continue to the downside. So I'm looking out for these two things this week, but I'm heavily confident that for the first 2 or 3 days of the week, we might see price coming to these regions of 103. So that being said, if the DXY is going to be bullish, it means first on the DXY, on the gold, we might anticipate a continuous bearish movement of price retesting 1905 and possible 1890 region. We've seen upward trend line broken, structures of lower lows and lower highs created, which means that I'm anticipating a continuation to the downside, break these regions, retest, and continue to the downside. This is what I'm anticipating on gold. But other than that, if we slide into the 1 hour time frame, it is possible that this region might hold off, and then we'll start creating something like higher highs and higher lows, which I'll be anticipating around this region. If price breaks back into this region, what I'll be looking out for is break, retest this region, break, retest, and then we can head back to the upside. All right, I'm looking out for those both sides. So, but the way the week is looking, I think price might continue bearish and we might hit 1890 going forward. All right, so we're going to pay close attention to this region here. Okay, this region here. So more like this is the decisive moment. If price breaks below here, look for opportunities to sell, and above here we look for opportunities to buy. I'll be looking out for that on gold. That being said, let's look at pound USD. On pound USD, it's similar. We might have seen a serious breakout of bearish movement, so a continuation to the downside is visible to retest this region, possible break and continuation. And if price breaks back into this region, I'll be confident to buy if price breaks above this downward trend line, break through this strong resistance region, a retest, we can come back to 128.40, 128.50, break, retest, then continue to the upside. All right, so this is what I'm looking out for on pound USD. On USDCAD, I'm looking out for a break within this region. On the 1 hour time frame, I can see price break above here, came back for a retest, but was still holding off around this region. So a possible continuation from this upside or price breaking below to continue to the downside. So what I mean by that is we could get price to break above here, retest, continue to the upside, or we could get price break to the downside, retest, and continue to retest this region. So that's that for USD CAD. And lastly, as a bonus, Euro USD upward trend line broken, retested, strong resistance, possible continuation to the downside, which is break, retest this region and come back to 108.35. Or might be confident to go longs if price breaks back above this region to go up. So that's that for the week. My best analysis for the week is gold and pound USD. All right, let's see how the week will play out. The DXY looking very good in terms of technical price actions. So I'll see how this week will play out. I'll see you guys during the weekend for the recap, and make sure you back some people this week. And see you guys. Ciao.